Give me some sound over here.
You are a part of the Ace and TJ radio family.
Go.
This is launch control.
Let's synchronize, shall we?
Ace, TJ, Riggins, Alexis, Tech D-Rob.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Let's go!
Live from the Calitrin Studios, this is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Well, y'all had to know I was going to be dragging today because I stayed up late watching what I call my Super Bowl, the Golden Globes. I didn't, obviously I didn't watch any of that, but I didn't even remember it was on until I got up and cranked up my computer and saw the headlines of things.
Is that a 3-hour show?
I think so.
The Golden Globes 3 hours?
Yeah.
That
sounds awful.
Yeah, I know.
It does sound awful. I mean, even when award shows were kind of a thing and people cared about them, I didn't watch the Golden Globes. Yeah, it wasn't what I was ever interested in.
Somebody could tell me, all right, look, you've got two choices here. You can sit on your your very comfortable reclinable couch and watch the Golden Globes from front to back, or we'll take 3.5 hours and put you in the middle of a cornfield as a corn maze and try to work your way out in the dead of winter. And I would say, I guess I'll take the corn maze.
I have to fight that corn maze today.
That sounds like fun.
But the Golden Globes were always pitched as kind of like less stuffy than the Oscars. Because even the Grammys are pretty stuffy nowadays. Like,
yeah, you're right. You're right.
A lot of suits and ties. So the Golden Globes was always pitched like the fun award show. And
is that the one Ricky Gervais has hosted?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So they always do like comedic bits, and they'll have comedians present awards and things like that. But it still falls, like every other award show does.
Yeah.
People taking themselves too seriously, and but they tried to do a good job.
Yeah, I'm curious because I looked last year. The Golden Globes did 6.3 million viewers.
Yeah.
So I'm curious what it'll do this year because it was head up against the Miami Dolphins Buffalo Bills game that would decide if Buffalo got into the playoffs. So that probably did 20 some odd million people watching that football game.
An NFL game or a Hollywood awards show. I don't know which one would try to get the most political messages out.
Yeah,
it's the same thing, really.
Yeah,
and I didn't even know. I'd forgotten the Golden Globes were last night, and I didn't know, or rather, had forgotten that they couldn't get. I didn't know who the host was going to be because I'd forgotten they couldn't get anybody to host.
Right.
And several people who passed on hosting were there. Like I know Ali Wong won an award, and she had already told him, "I'm like, I don't want to do this."
Yeah, you knew they were in trouble when they did the nominations presentation last month, and that show was hosted by Cedric the Entertainer and Wilmer Valderrama. I thought, oh, that's not a good start.
Both of whom I like.
They're perfectly great.
But they should have gotten Cat Williams to do it last night.
Oh man,
he's the hottest comedian right now.
There is no doubt about it. Cat Williams and the responses to Cat Williams seem to be dominating social media at the moment. That is not going away anytime soon.
Good.
I did see Cat Williams say, "I'm out of shape." I missed this part. I didn't see it until Saturday, I think it was. But when he told Shannon Sharp on that podcast, but today, right now, we go outside. I can run a 4.340. What? He was maybe as low as, I think he said maybe a 4.23. Like, no, you can't. That is elite world sprinter status. You cannot walk outside the building in your jeans and run a 4.340, Cat Williams.
If he could run that fast, he wouldn't have got choked out by a teenager.
Right.
A preteen.
Preteen.
Oh, God.
It was a middle school, right?
See what's trending.
It's not the news, it's more important. Now trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ show.
So right now, the top trending topic is the Golden Globes. Just a couple of things that happened last night. The biggest moment, I think, that's going around the internet more than anything else is this moment where Selena Gomez reaches down to Taylor Swift and clearly mouths something like, and she said no. So all the lip readers on the internet are like, what is she telling Taylor Swift right to her? And they've deciphered that she said to Taylor Swift, I asked for a picture with Timothy, and she said no. Well, who is Timothy? Timothy Chalamet, who was there with his girlfriend Kylie Jenner. Now, I don't want to get too into the weeds, but Kylie's sister is Kendall, who's best friends with Hailey Bieber, who obviously Selena Gomez dated Justin Bieber, and Hailey and Selena don't get along. It's like a whole thing. But the lip readers on the internet, fantastic. So she asked for a picture with Timothy Chalamet. Apparently Kylie told her no and pulled his arm away. Kind of a weird moment at an award show.
Yeah, but I did enjoy the lip reading.
great.
It was on Twitter. It was one of the things trending on Twitter this morning that I saw it. I was like, get out of here. How'd they figure this out? That's impressive.
I like the wrong ones better. It's like, I asked for 2 honey mustards and she said no.
And I'm not sure why Taylor Swift is there. I don't know if she was nominated for something, but they're probably just like, can you please come?
Yeah.
Like, what is it going to take for you to come so we can get you on camera there? So, and then Jennifer Lawrence, she was being nominated for something, and when the camera cut to her when they're announcing names, she mouths the words, "If I don't win, I'm leaving." Just like that as the camera. So, kind of a fun, lighthearted moment at the Golden Globes.
She can
last
be
night.
really funny.
Yeah, she's funny.
That's why it's such a shame when she's not being really funny. You know what I mean? And being, crass and mean.
Yeah, she's kind of had a history at award shows. She's tripped when she was at the Oscars, and that was like a big deal. And she talked about smoking weed before going to some of these award shows. And she's super hot and funny, and I do like her a lot. So they just launched this morning. Started the first U.S. moon landing mission since 1972. They're sending up a bunch of stuff. There's no astronauts on it. It's a robotic moon landing, soft landing. And some of the things that are included are some NASA instruments and a couple people's human remains are going to be on that rocket as well. Apparently, you can pay $10,000 to have your remains sent to space, which has upset certain Native American groups, saying it's disrespectful because they view the moon as sacred. Had no idea. So they were putting up a fight against that. But $10,000, is that worth it to get your remains sent to space?
I don't think so.
It's cheaper than a funeral, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
But I don't know. It would probably be even better in my eyes if they didn't really do it. You know,
if they
because
faked
who's
it?
going to go to the moon and check to make sure my dad's ashes made it up here?
Yeah.
You know?
Never know.
Right.
Yeah, it's like Fire Festival of like cremation.
So yeah, you know what? Where else do you want? You want half your ashes on Jupiter? Okay, I can do that as well. It's just another $2,000.
Yeah, exactly. So that is starting this morning. It's called the Peregrine. It just launched at about 2:18 Eastern. Tough news for Tech D Rob today. Today is National Clean Off Your Desk Day.
Yes,
I did it last Monday, though. I mean, I cleaned it off a little bit.
You did.
Well, you threw a bag of chips away.
No. There
a
was
bag
more.
of
I did more
crumbs.
than that. I threw away all the papers because Ace was looking at them.
Okay, we still need to redefine what clean off means, Rob.
This says remove everything from your
everything.
desk.
No,
Yes,
no, no.
everything. Clean the surface, and as you replace the items, clean them with some sort of cleaning supply. Get out the shredder and a garbage can. Place all documents in an appropriate location, and toss a lot of things that you don't use anymore.
Rob, do you ever dust at home? Dust the furniture?
No.
No. If you were to dust the furniture, would you move the things off of the tables and then dust and put them back, or just dust around them?
That's not how you're supposed to do it.
Now, what do you mean?
The second one's not the way that
No, you're supposed to remove everything and then dust and then put it back.
Swiffers are pretty good. I think they can get the crevices.
So you wouldn't move the stuff off the
No.
table? Okay.
We wish you would be swifter cleaning up your mess. And then, as Ace mentioned, yesterday was the end of the NFL regular season, so a lot of football games on yesterday. And those are just a few things that are now trending.
Yeah, so the playoffs begin this weekend. Saturday, Sunday, and a Monday night playoff game. There are 2 games Saturday, 3 games Sunday, and a Monday night playoff game if you're an NFL fan this weekend.
Now there's football games every day. I remember it was like Sunday, Monday, and that was it. Now it's like there's a Wednesday game, there's a Thursday game, there's a Friday game. Every day is football.
The football national championship is tonight, Michigan against Washington.
Yeah.
That takes place tonight. Where's that? Is that in Houston? They're having that game in Houston. There was a joke last night that many people feel just went too far. And a misogynistic male comedian got his comeuppance, apparently, according to some people on the internet. And one joke that a lot of people felt uncomfortable with and they didn't laugh at, but they should have, because it was really funny. And more in Delicious Audio coming up next.
Share Funny is now a little extra. The Extra Funny podcast coming up at 9 a.m. live on the Ace and TJ Family app and anytime wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months, 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin.
Hi, I'm Thomas Davis, and let me tell you why I'm a proud member of Team Neogenics.
If your nagging pain is keeping you from being active, do something about it. Join the long list of pros and average Joes who have found relief with our stem cell and regenerative therapies.
After trying all the others, I decided to try Neogenics. My knees and shoulders haven't felt this good since my college days. If you want to get back in the game, do what I did. Visit Neogenics, where all you have to lose is pain.
When it comes to your money and things like a cash out refi, you hear a lot of stuff these days. Information is flying around, but here's the bottom line. You want someone you can trust. Well, here is someone that we trust. Richard Toccato and the Richard Toccato Companies. We worked with Richard for years, and you know all the ins and outs, and more importantly, you give everybody options.
That's right. We have a lot of options. You know, this one lady, we just refinanced her house, paid off all of her credit card debts. She even paid her car off. She's saving $1,000 a month. So that really changes her life and her, you know, her financial well-being.
Yeah.
And she didn't have to make a house payment until 2024. So, I mean, there's not a better time to do it is when you need the extra money every month.
They call it cash out, is what we call it in the business.
Cash out.
Cash out.
That's right. Cash out.
So it's one free 5-minute phone call right now, 704-800-4719, 704-800-4719, or go to homewithrichard.com. Do it today. You'll be so glad you did. The Richard Toccato Companies.
From the Calitrin Studios, Calitrin is the safe and effective way to lose weight. Find out more about Calitrin at acetj.com/weight loss. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
So the Golden Globes were last night. Not a big thing, but a couple of things that stand out, a couple of jokes that stand out. First, this joke that Joe Coy, who was the host last night, he's a comedian, very popular comedian. But as he said, he got the job about 10 days before the Golden Globes came about, after they'd been turned down by probably 4 or 5 other people, I think, had turned them down. And so he made this joke last night that is being talked heavily about today on the internet.
Welcome back, and as you know, we came on after a football doubleheader. The big difference between the Golden Globes and the NFL, on the Golden Globes, we have fewer camera shots of Taylor Swift. I swear. There's just more to go to here. Sorry about that.
So,
Not really funny.
Not really. It's not a good joke. It's not a great funny joke.
I thought it could have been funny. His delivery kind of threw it off.
Yeah.
He got stuck there in the middle, it seemed like.
Yeah. He kind of got caught up in where he was going. But the thing I saw this morning was all these people posting on TikTok and Twitter, and like specifically young women. Taylor Swift takes down another misogynistic male comedian. Like, hey, you know, nobody laughed at his joke. Well, it's because it wasn't a good joke.
Funny.
She may have just been making that face just to be funny about it as well.
Yeah, let's just relax a little bit. It's not that big a deal. Here's the joke everybody should have been laughing at. Jim Gaffigan is a funny guy and just seems to be a nice, kind. He's made a great career out of being a comedian about dad stuff. He had a pretty good line last night.
Golden Globes. I mean, I can't even believe I'm in the entertainment industry. I can't. It's so unlikely. I'm from a small town in Indiana. I'm not a pedophile. You know.
That got an uncomfortable laugh in the room.
Smattering of applause.
Oh, we're not clapping for that. That's funny. We're not clapping for that. Okay. Good for him. The best part about that was if you're spending any time on Twitter, that just started the torrent of when Ricky Gervais hosted. Mm-hmm. Ricky Gervais making Epstein jokes. Ricky Gervais making jokes about Hollywood and just reposting those classic pieces that he did when he hosted, which he'll probably never be allowed to host again. And I'm fascinated.
Yeah, the alien thing.
Yeah, the Miami Police Department yesterday came out and released video saying it was not an alien. There were no aliens in Miami. It was a fight amongst like 50 kids, and they were shooting fireworks at people in a mall. It started a big fight. Relax. No aliens.
They confirmed that it wasn't an alien.
They did confirm that
Yeah,
it was not an alien.
Love that.
Yeah, giant, 10-foot tall aliens.
Yeah.
I still don't believe it. It was an alien for sure.
And then this went viral over the weekend, and this is crazy. It's like an old guy at Taco Bell, and he accuses an employee of, quote, not quote, blowing up his microwave. And then, listen to what happens. He's yelling at him.
I'm on your own food. Plus, you guys are going to pay for my microwave. It blew up. Oh, you're smiling. What's going on with you, brother?
If you missed that, that's where the old man reaches over and slaps this kid working at a Taco Bell. He looks like he's like 16 years old. And he tells him, you're going to pay for my microwave, blowing up my microwave. And the kid's kind of grinning like, I don't know what you're talking about, sir. And then the guy just reaches over, oh, you're smiling? Pap! And he just slaps him. And to his credit, the young man just takes a step back like, what is going on? And that's when the manager, I guess somebody who appeared to be a manager, steps in and is like, oh, hang on a second, slow down here. You know, what's going on?
Excuse me, are you the manager? No, but I appear to be.
Well, yeah.
That's what I'm going to tell people.
Appears to be from what I can see.
I appear to be the manager, don't I, Mr. Man?
You're microwaving tacos, slapping people. I mean, that's a sign of maybe drinking too heavily. Do you think
that, or you're old and crazy?
A crazy person.
You could be old and crazy. Yeah, but either you could be hammered drunk or just old and crazy.
Yeah, I can't think of a scenario where I'm microwaving tacos. You know, unless I'm like absolutely smashed.
If you had a couple extra ones left over, you wouldn't have thrown them in the refrigerator to come back to the next day and then throw them in the microwave?
I guess maybe I've never had the problem of leftover tacos. Yeah. Maybe I would.
Your dad advice, good or bad? And trust me, the bad is better. Next, hang on.
When it's time for you to upgrade any of the furniture in your house, the first thing you need to do is check out Sweet Dreams Mattress and Furniture. You're going to love the people that run Sweet Dreams Mattress and Furniture. Go to acetj.com/mattress and find them. When it comes to buying or selling a house, you know, there are all kinds of people that can help you do that, but not like the Temple team at Keller Williams Realty. They are so much more than just real estate salespeople. Find out by going to acetj.com/Temple team.
It's more than just a great room that makes the Hyatt-centric South Park Charlotte such a special hotel. It's the great restaurants, the great bar, the great meeting rooms, and a superior location. Make reservations and get details at acetj.com/Hyatt.
Share Funny is now a little bit extra. Don't miss the Extra Funny podcast, live every weekday on the Ace and TJ Family app or anytime wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
I was paying my car note the other day, and I realized I think of Riggins' dad all the time. When it comes to car-related things, or specifically like when I pay my car note, almost always think of Riggins' dad. Years ago, Riggins told us a piece of advice that his dad gave him, and it's like, what? Don't worry about the price of the car, because you're always going to have a car note.
Yeah, that was the logic.
Like, what?
Yeah, the price of the car doesn't matter. It's about getting the right monthly payment, because for the rest of your life, you're going to have a car payment. And I guess on the surface that makes sense, but I always said, well, what if you pay off your car? But he's not going to drive. He didn't even understand that you could drive around in a 10-year-old car. He likes nice cars.
Yeah.
So the logic.
That's just beyond him.
Yeah, he would never. They trade in cars all the time.
Yeah. So like the fact that I think it was 2018, when I paid off my truck that I've since given to myself. That was one of the greatest days of my life. Like, oh my God, I have no more car payment now.
Yeah.
And went years without one.
Yeah. But he'll never pay. You know, some people pay double to get it paid off faster. They would never do that, or he would never do that.
He just goes with, he just figures, I'm going to always have a car. So get it as low as I can, get it where I want it, and then I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a very successful, really, really successful business guy who lives by the motto of, if you can use their money, do it. Meaning somebody else's money, like the bank's money to do something to pay the minimum.
Yeah,
exactly.
I do. I've got a friend of mine who works in finance, and he's like, "Why would you not borrow money?" Like, because I don't like owing people money. Who cares?
Yeah,
it's their money. Use their money whenever you can. I'm like, I don't know, man.
Did you say that to my father-in-law? He'll have a heart attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would you not pay off something? Get that payment off your head.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. But I think of that all the time. Reagan's dad advice was, hey, you're always going to have a car payment. Just get it where you can handle it.
Yeah, and he treated me like I was an idiot. He's like, the price of the car doesn't matter. I'm like, so I can go get a Mercedes Maybach or Maybach or whatever they're called? Like, sure, as long as you can get a $300 car payment. Okay.
And you did not follow that advice, did you?
No.
Yeah, you had a car note a long time.
No, I paid mine off. I didn't take it.
Does he ever ask you, what are you doing?
Yeah, he can't believe I'm driving an older car. He's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, it's paid for.
One of my dad's pieces of dad advice was always have some rat hole money. He had a spot in his wallet, almost always had $100 in it. Just in case. Just in case what, Dad? Just in case. Often it meant just in case, I don't know, we want to get some beers, we want to go eat. And it was money that according to him, and nobody knows this is here but you, that he didn't tell my sister, he didn't tell my stepmom, when he was married to my mom, he didn't tell her. I was the only person that knew that he had where that $100 was. If anything ever happens, it's right here in my wallet.
Are you saying it was a hidden compartment in his wallet? Is that
no, it was where he had it stuck. He just had it stuck behind something in his wallet,
okay.
and he called it his rat hole money. He always had a $100 bill stuck in there in case he needed it in an emergency. And I don't subscribe to that theory. It's kind of in many ways it's kind of a moot point today, but it was just always interesting, and I always felt flattered. Even when I was a little kid, I was the only person that knew that was there.
This has been a strange break. You said finance earlier. Now you're talking about rat hole money.
I'm a well-rounded man, Rob. I can speak to people of all walks of life. Yeah. But we threw this up on our social media. What is your dad advice? Because my favorite thing about this is oftentimes the worst advice is the best. Like there's a lady in here that said when she was little, they had a hurricane coming through, and her dad told her, you're always, I was 4 or 5 when a hurricane was coming through. My daddy told me I could climb to the top of a pine tree to be safe from the storm. Whoa. What?
Whoa. Maybe he knows something.
Or maybe he was looking for some rat hole insurance money.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let's go ahead and get this one out of the way. Several people have said this, so it's apparently pretty common. If you're going to be dumb, you got to be tough.
Well.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
And I like the way they've explained it, though. Same phrase, different ways. Meaning, hey, if you're not going to bother, hitting the books being smart, you're going to have to be tough. Or if you're going to do stupid things, you're going to have to pay the price for the stupid things that you do. Either way. So what is your dad advice? That little piece of advice could be good, better if it's bad. That one thing that you kind of sticks in your head that you always remember. At the Ace TJ Show. We'll get to him next.
Get Ace and TJ anytime, anywhere, at your convenience with the Ace and TJ Show podcast. Available wherever you get podcasts. More Ace and TJ is next.
Today, every company is a technology company. No matter what type of business you're doing, you are a technology company in some fashion. But becoming a fully enabled digital workplace is not easy. That's why you should let CompuCom guide you. CompuCom is a proven leader in managed IT services. They deliver innovative solutions designed for how you work today and, most importantly, for how that will transform tomorrow. They help you deliver results. Just go to CompuCom.com for details. That's CompuCom.com. Meal delivery services are a big thing right now, but Table and Twine is your local meal delivery service. The meals are fresh, not frozen like national chains. Plus, their meals start at just $7.99 a serving. Take back that time in your day, leave the shopping, preparation, and cooking to Table and Twine. Get details at tableandtwine.com. That's tableandtwine.com. Give the gift of health and community with the Gaston County Family YMCA membership. It's more than just a gym. It's an opportunity to join a community, receive support for health and wellness, and participate in programming for all ages. Get details at GastonYMCA.org.
If you want all of the heating, air, and electrical work in your house done by the very best, then you need Bradham Brothers. They've been a family business thriving for over 50 years, and that means they're doing something right. Go to BradhamBrothers.com.
This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Your dad advice, good or bad? I mean, there's some very good pieces of advice. We've got a lot of these. I don't know if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. That kind of thing. That's come up a lot. I like this one, though. Richard said, of course it was a joke, but my father said, never marry a woman you meet at a laundromat. If she can't afford a washer and dryer, she can't afford to support you.
That's an interesting one.
Shouldn't it be the other way around?
You would think.
That's funny.
TJ, did you have something from your dad?
One that I just off the top of my head was he would say, now, son, you don't always have to tell everything you know about something right up front. Let other people talk, and then you don't have to jump in and say what you're going to say. Not saying shut up, but wait and gather the information before you start blabbing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's very good advice.
Yeah, actually, it's very good advice.
Very good advice.
And then he said, if you put sawdust in somebody's gas tank before you sell them a car, it'll run smoother temporarily.
That's true?
That's what he said.
Let's see some of these. Lisa said, the only advice my dad ever gave me was, quote, never trust a man with hair longer than yours, end quote.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's not bad. Let's see. Stay single and teach your kids to do the same. Susan said, it wasn't to me, but I heard my dad tell my brothers, if you're not in bed by midnight, come on home.
That's a good one.
I remember my dad telling me that his dad told him, if you're with a girl, you can stay out as late as you want, but if once you take her home, you come straight home because nothing good happens with a bunch of boys sitting around in a parking lot, which is rather interesting.
Oh, wait, I forgot. My dad did give me a whole list, pages worth of ways that I could die on the spot if I went to Los Angeles to live.
Oh, my gosh, that's right.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want you to go.
Right, yeah. This is how all these ways you could die immediately at the drop of a hat.
That is.
I never heard that before.
That's hilarious.
You've carried on that tradition nicely.
Yeah. But it was a written out list, wasn't it?
Yeah, pages.
Pages of ways TJ could die if he went to live in L.A.
Should have kept that. That would have been great to have.
This one's fascinating. Dad advice. James said, on my wedding day, he was my best man. He said to always remember that women can spend more money by the spoonfuls than a man can bring in by a wheelbarrow.
Yeah, that's good.
Let's see. Jamie said, my dad told us, always have good shoes and a good mattress, because if you are not in one, you're in the other.
Yeah. Yeah, because, I mean, if you're not asleep, then you're walking. You're up and moving.
Okay.
Things that you use every day.
Okay, all right.
Your shoes and your mattress.
Yeah.
I did have to think about that one for a while. They're like, wait a minute, let me go through it. Yeah. Let's see. My husband's grandfather has told him if he waited until he was 30 to get married, he'd only have to do it once. She said he was 30 when we got married. We will celebrate 25 years of marriage next month.
Wait till you're 30
So
to get
wait
married.
until you're 30 to get married. I like this one. Never run your car through a leaf pile on the side of the road.
Wow.
She said apparently that came from he and his buddies doing it. One of the neighbors one time got sick of it and made a huge pile one day. When they hit it, it smashed their truck up because the guy put an old stove and covered it with leaves.
Damn.
And this one just says this guy told his daughter he wasn't very good at discussing the birds and the bees. And he said, bottom line, Put a penny between your legs and don't drop it.
Works every time.
Works every time.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
The highlights and the low notes, from the Golden Globes last night coming up in Now Trending.
Missed part of the show? Just download it. Get the Ace and TJ podcast on any platform. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up.